I've been driving around in this polar white GLC350e, this being the hybrid version. I did a review of the regular non-hybrid last year. I thought it was one of the best mid-size SUVs on sale today, but now I think we have a better one, and that is going to be this one. And when I've been driving this, it got me thinking, why don't we make every single vehicle a plug-in hybrid vehicle? When you think about it, what is the reason why not every single car is a plug-in hybrid? To me, it just makes sense. I love the powertrain. I love it in every single vehicle I've reviewed so far. My favorite so far is going to be the V60 Polestar engineered. Fantastic vehicle. But this one, the design looks great. I think Mercedes, thankfully, has not gone into what Audi and BMW has done with their exterior design, getting way too messy. I mean, look at the new Q3, the new Q5, BMW's design as well is just all over the place. But Mercedes has retained this beautiful quality feel that we have for this design. And I think it still looks one of the best looking mid-size SUVs on the market today, specifically in polar white, like we have right here with the AMG package. Blacked out features with a white exterior. It looks fantastic. It's a beautiful looking design. So let's have a look at this from front, side, and rear. Also the interior, of course, going to show you all the drive modes. We have the dual screens in there. We have also the infotainment screen being slightly tilted towards the driver. A little bit annoying, but doesn't really bother me when I'm actually driving the vehicle. So let's jump in and start with the front end. In case you missed it, my 11-hour online class in design sketching is now only $47. If you have any desire to pick up the skill of sketching products using simple tools such as a big pen and cheap print paper, this is something you want to check out. Over the years, I've taught thousands of students from all around the world how to sketch cars and products, and most of them have seen amazing results from my classes. Analog Designer Pro Pack is the full bundle of all my classes I've released over the years, and it's yours for just $47. Check out everything that's included and see what my students have to say in the link in the description, or simply visit analogdesignerpropack.com. Under the hood of the 2025 Mercedes GLC350e 4MATIC in this beautiful polar white, we do have a 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder. Of course, it is a plug-in hybrid. Got 313 horsepower, 406 pound-feet of torque, and this is connected to a 9-speed automatic all-wheel drive. Of course, with the 4MATIC, 0 to 60 takes about 6 seconds. Fuel economy comes in at 64 mpge, and the price for this is $71,700. You get about 54 miles of EV range for this vehicle, which I think is fantastic. Some of the packages that we have here, we have the Night package, that's a $200 option. We have the AMG Line package, $3,450, gives you those beautiful AMG styling. You also have the 20-inch AMG wheels, $1,150. Those are some of the key options for this 2025 GLC 350e. Now, looking at the front end design of the GLC here, it still has a very elegant, almost graceful looking design to it. The one detail that I would wish that Mercedes went back to, if you look at the grille here, now we have this frowning design, meaning that we have it going from short, narrow up top to wider. We have this angle of the side of the grille instead of having this more smiling grille like we used to have on the GLCs back in the day and every single Mercedes. Now the E-Class has the same styling with the new grille. It just became more angry and more frowning. I want to have the same elegance like we used to have with this beautiful, graceful smile for the grille. But other than that, AMG package, I would like to have this being completely blacked out because this is now chrome, as you can see, massive, absolutely huge Mercedes logo in the front end, front mounted camera located right there, and the lower section completely open, the grille as well. Everything is functional here, no fakeness going on. Even the side vents right here have some functionality to it with an air slot on the side. Now, I talked about BMW and Audi. Specifically, BMW has really dropped off their emotional design when it comes to the exterior design. It doesn't have a fluidity to it. Every single BMW in these days look like they've been designed from the get-go in a 3D software. They don't have this beautiful hand lines sketched to them, but I think that's not the case with Mercedes. I mean, look at the hood lines here. This is definitely something that was sketched up by hand. Same goes for this line in the middle. And the overall proportions has this organic vibe to it. And I hope Mercedes is not going to go away from that and go into this more industrial product design feel. That is what separates product design from automotive design or industrial design, is just that a car is supposed to have an organic feel to it and also have a personality to it. When you look at the front end, it needs to have a personality to the front end, and it needs to let you know what type of vehicle it is when you look at the face of the vehicle. And I think Mercedes is still doing that pretty well. Now, coming up and personal to the eyeball, the eyes, the soul of this vehicle, the headlights right here. We have a nice LED up top. Says Mercedes-Benz right there on the side, and full LED headlights. The lights themselves actually sit up top in the roof, projecting down onto these reflectors and then shoot out the light forward. Pretty cool design. I also like that it's connected here to the grille with this line. And you can see the outline here, how fluid everything is. All the features, the surfaces has this organic vibe that we talked about, that I'm a huge fan of, that Mercedes still has in their vehicles. Now, coming around to the side view and the proportions of this, still think it has classic mid-size SUV proportions like I want to see. We have two 55mm wide tires in the front and two 85s in the rear, in addition to Mercedes doing still some of the best looking wheels in the business right now. Love the multi-spoke design. I actually like it in black because everything is blacked out and contrasts very nicely with the polar white exterior. The greenhouse here, the side mirrors all blacked out. Nice indicator here as well. Camera 360 located at the bottom of the side mirror. I do want to have these door handles. I want to have them be body color though, and I don't want to have this chrome here. That is just a small change. I would probably just wrap these white in the same polar white like we have in the exterior. But the line flow, check out this line right here. One line, shoulder line cutting right into the corner of the taillight right there. If we shoot forward, we have this line connecting to the corner of the headlights. Beautiful design, and definitely feel, you can see the hand lines here. This is not a vehicle that was designed, I don't think so at least, I could be completely wrong, but it doesn't feel like this is a car that was designed strictly in a 3D software without the initial hand human sketches that we need to have for every single car. The problem with a lot of manufacturers today is I feel like they just keep adding and adding and adding things and graphic features to the design to see which design is the loudest, who can scream, who can shout the loudest with this design. But this is not the case with Mercedes. I do like that we have this black side skirt in the lower section. We have 20-inch wheels. I do believe these are 20s for the AMG package. R20s, 255, 285s in the rear staggered setup. The wheel design is beautiful. Love the multi-spoke design. It just feels classy to me and looks very, very nice. Then we have this line at the lower section right here to carve out some of this volume in the rear end. It has a connection to the rear end as well. Just proportionally from a side view, beautiful design. I'm not really sure which angle is my favorite angle for the GLC because I think it looks great from pretty much 360 view. Coming around to the beautiful rear end of the GLC. Now that I think about it, I think maybe the three-quarter rear view is, yes, it's going to be my favorite view for this vehicle as well. However, there are two things back here that is a big problem for me. First one, not that big of a problem, but it is a wiper. For this, in this price range, 70 grand, I want to have this be hidden underneath here. We also have a nice brake light up here, but this, extend the roofline a little bit, hide this wiper underneath there to clean up the rear end. The beautiful taillights looking great. We're going to have a look at those in a minute. But my biggest problem with this design is Mercedes. How did you come up with this idea to have beautiful tailpipes, but they're both completely fake? They're all covered up. They look 100% like they should be tailpipes, but they're not. You have a plastic piece here that covers up both sides of the tailpipes. I don't understand what the point would be to do that. I just want to open this up and funnel the tailpipes into this area. It can't be that hard to do. And then we have functional tailpipes. Very easy to do, but we don't have that. Something that Audi did with the SQ5 back in the day as well. Now, back in the day, the best planted SUV on the market was 100% BMW X5. I mean, look at the 4.6, the 4.8, even though the 4.6 is the best one because that was a non-facelift version. The front end just looked a little better. It didn't have the nodes sitting above the headlight unit. I don't know. You can Google it and check out yourself. The facelift, the X5, looks a little strange in the front compared to the non-facelift. Anyway, Mercedes still plants their smaller SUVs like this one properly on the ground. I mean, check out how this bulges out here on both sides. We have the 285mm wide tires just planting this nicely on the ground. And we have some nice graphics here not a full light bar, but we do have this black trim in the middle going into the tail lights, which are very, very slim, stretches out the design even more. And then we have this line right here. And this is something that Mercedes puts on every single vehicle that they have. Not sure if you can see this fake air vent right here, but they can't help themselves. They need to put this on every single vehicle that they produce. I don't understand why. I would much rather have this be just a clean surface, but Mercedes designer said, no, we need to put that fake. It's our signature, probably the rear end designer's signature. Just add this little fake vent there on the sides. Now, looking all the way up top, I forgot to mention the side view. We do have a full panoramic sunroof up there with some black roof rails. Glad to see they're not chrome. They're blacked out like everything else, except for the tailpipes, door handles, and some trim in the front end grille, which I also want to have be blacked out. But let's open up the trunk here. Let's see what kind of space we have. There are a couple of details here in the back that I think Mercedes has not updated since the 1980s. And that has to do with these buttons, the close buttons right here, and also the lock button. They look like they came out of a 1984 Mercedes E-Class or something like that. I don't think they've updated that in a while. But back here, we don't have a lot of space because this is a plug-in hybrid. You need the battery pack to sit somewhere. So the floor is pretty high up and you don't really have any storage underneath here because you can't open this up. You do have a small little shelf here, or a bay, a very thin bay where you can place some small stuff. You also have the charging cable there, netting in this area, and you do have the folding seats. You can fold them right here by clicking these buttons. Very easy to do. Just like that, and it folds all the way back down. And now you have, of course, more space in the back here if you want to have that. Well, that is pretty much it for the trunk space. Not the biggest space, but definitely more space than I personally ever going to need in any type of vehicle. Now, I talked about the beautiful exterior design of the GLC350e. Let's jump in and let's have a look at what's going on inside of this interior, because even though we do have two screens here, no gauge cluster, we do have a gauge cluster, but no housing for it. I still think this is a very nice interior to be in. Not very easy to do when you just have everything be pixelated like this. Well, let's start with the door panel here. Everything feels high quality. I mean, listen to this. These buttons, super solid feel to it. You have the controls for the seat, of course, in typical Mercedes fashion. Heated, ventilated seats in 3 different levels here as well. For some reason, you can have it on to be both heated and ventilated at the same time. That's going to confuse the heck out of the computer inside of this vehicle, but that's what you can have. Let's keep it on ventilated right now. You also have a nice door handle here. The quality, I mean, Mercedes still some of the best material quality that you can get in a normal, sort of not a Bentley Rolls-Royce type of vehicle today. This and Genesis are doing some of the best interiors, in my opinion, these days. Beautiful soft touch material here. I do like the color combo with the white exterior, and then we have this brown leather interior for the seats. So let's jump in here. Have a closer look at what's going on in this interior. So here you can see this screen here. It's just 6 degrees, I do believe, angle towards the driver. If you look at it from this angle, you can see that it's off center, and it is so annoying if you sit in the passenger seat in the middle right there looking forward. This would annoy the crap out of me because it's not centered. Either I want to have it be a proper angle or centered, not something like this in between. But when I'm in the driving position, you don't really notice it because the angle is, it doesn't really bother me when I'm looking at it from the point of view of the driver. Looking up top, soft touch material, and look at these beautiful intakes here, or vents. Here, listen to this noise again. Just the quality feel that we have for these vents, it's fantastic. You also have some nice resistance to the vents themselves. Beautiful looking design, some almost aviation inspired design for the vents. Nice quality wood material here as well. Soft touch up top with the brown stitching coming back here, looking beautiful. Now we have the start button right there. This is supposed to be a button. I don't remember what it's supposed to be, but this one is not optioned with that. But you can have this as I think automatic braking at red lights or something like that. Automatic shut off for the engine. Looking at the screen here, the infotainment screen, wireless Apple CarPlay. Of course, you have the map right here, very responsive, as you can see, and this is right where we are right now, right up in the mountains right here, close to Red Rocks, which is actually, let's see, it should be, Red Rocks is right there, so we should see it right here. This is where Red Rocks is supposed to be, in this area right here. Very grainy resolution, as you can see. But you can clearly see that there is a 3D Mercedes sitting right here on the ground, looking beautiful. We can recenter it right there as well. You go into the system itself. You do have comfort here, for example, the seat comfort, ambient lighting. You can change that to, I don't know, 64 different colors you have to choose from here. So you can definitely pick your favorite color here. No problems at all. 64 different versions of that. Going to settings. You have all these settings, the driver assist settings and the camera settings as well. Parking, vehicle, go into that. You can change some settings here as well. Probably something you're never really gonna change, just once maybe, and then just keep it as it is. We can also go into these off-road settings. We have this button right there. This shows you a bunch of different information. Tire pressure here, position, engine data, and you have tire temp as well. We can see that the front right is burning up 111 degrees. For that one, I think that is the one sitting in the sun at the moment. Or is it? I'm not sure, but that is the one that is the hottest, as you can see. Climate settings, go into climate menu right here. We can go in and change that here as well. Fan speed and temp control.
I'm sorry, I can't. The air conditioning system is on.
Okay, thank you, Mercedes. I knew that already, but thanks for confirming that. Didn't really ask for it, but yeah. You got the fan speed right here. You have the temperature right there, and some other buttons at the bottom right here as well. And going in here, we also have these hybrid button. You can see the range, 59 miles, and it's on 85%. I mean, that is great range for a plug-in hybrid. That is the reason why I feel like every single regular vehicle should be a plug-in hybrid. It just makes sense to me. Yes, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but the practicality that you're getting with this hybrid system is just fantastic. And we can go in here, click this little Mercedes button. Let's see, right there we have some more settings. You have settings upon settings upon settings right here. Some other driver assists. You can raise the vehicle up and down, manual shifting. That's where you pick that. You don't have a, gear selector where you select manual shifting. You have to go into the software itself. Pretty interesting to see that. So pretty cool graphics. We also have the drive modes, of course. We have individual, sport, hybrid, electric, or battery hold. If you want to save the battery life for some other occasion, I don't know what that could be, then you go into battery hold right here. And you also have off-road, as you can see right here, maximum speed 68 miles per hour, very specific by Mercedes. Do not go 69 when you're in off-road, the vehicle might explode. Look at the cameras here. I mean, check this camera camera views. How cool is this? Probably the best 3D camera I think I've ever seen. Everything is high resolution. We don't have a polar white though. We have a silver Mercedes GLC in this case. But you can switch between the camera settings here or angles to see exactly where the car is positioned. Of course, very, very easy to do that. Parking assist there as well. So those are the buttons all the way down here. Now, looking in this area, we have some storage. We can also cover that up to have a clean, nice, almost carbon fiber-like material here. Open this up. You have 2 cup holders, 2 USB-Cs, wireless charging pad in the deep inside here in this cave is where you have that. We can open the armrest up as well. Not the deepest armrest, but you do have 2 additional USB-Cs, which is always great to see. So 4 USB-Cs just for the front passenger. So you're not going to have any problems with charging your devices in the front end. This could probably be a little softer, but looking at the seat design, beautiful looking seats. They look very classy to me. I like the trim, the spec that we have with the brown and black on the exterior, on the outside, and the bolstering. The bolstering, as you can see, solid. I mean, this is a massive wing that we have on the side of the seat itself. Looking up top, of course, we do have the panoramic sunroof. Just slide your finger there, and it's going to open all the way back to, as you can see, all the way to the headrest of the back seats. Now, looking at the steering wheel here, beautiful looking steering wheel. I love these designs by Mercedes. We can change up the gauge cluster here, go into the home button. We have a bunch of different layouts. I like to keep it in classic because it gives me the map in the middle and also has this classic layout. As you can see, we can change up what we want to have in the middle here as well. We can go into, for example, map settings. We can go in and have it in 3D as I have it in right now, auto zoom, satellite map. Let's remove that and we get sort of non-satellite map. I like to keep it like this, exactly like we have it right now. I think this is the best view to have it in. It just creates a classic design for this. The integration of the gauge cluster is decent because, as you can see, it sits within this bay at least. they made some effort to make it semi-integrated in the dash. I also like that we have another vent right there. Light settings right here. Again, very high quality feel for all the functions and all the buttons that you have. You have additional cruise control settings here on the right side, and you have the voice command and the volume buttons on the right spoke. I mean, the left side, of course, cruise control right here. Beautiful Mercedes logo in the middle. I love the centerpiece. The steering wheel design in general just looks great. It's a great looking steering wheel. I do like the perforation that we have on the sides of the steering wheel as well. We have the gear selector stalk on the right side. Going down to drive, just press it down, up to go into reverse, and press this button right here on the side to go into park. We have the washer wipers right here on the left side. Just press this button right here. It's gonna spray some cleaner on the windshield just like that. So with that said, let's jump in and have a look at the back seat. I do think I'm gonna fit pretty well back there, being 6'1", 6'2", not have any problems at all fitting behind my own driving position. This being a GLC is not a GLA or a GLB. This is on the higher end of the size of Mercedes SUVs. Same type of quality that we have in the door panels. In the back comes back, in the front comes back in the back here. Beautiful looking seats as well. So let's jump in here. Leg space, you can see just how these seats are designed, how big of a curvature or carved out portion we have. That means that I'm going to have plenty of leg space, no problems whatsoever fitting back here. Same goes for the headspace, no problems with the headspace. I'm actually very, very comfortable back here in a GLC, which is great to see. You have 4 USB-Cs in the front end, but you also have 2 more down there for the passenger, in addition to these beautiful vents. Again, coming back for the backseat passengers. Looking at the center armrest, we don't have any cup holders. Instead, you have these sort of, I think this is to just put your phone in and just slide your phone in there. Let's see if we can do that, if that is actually what it's supposed to be for. Actually, I have my big case on it, so I can't fit my phone in there. But I think that is what these are for. Just have your phone mounted like that. And we do have cup holders, of course, in the door panels instead. Alrighty guys, let's take the beautiful 2025 Mercedes GLC350e for a drive, and let me show you what this is all about. Mercedes and the quality, the vibe that you have when you're cruising along in a Mercedes is just something special. I think Mercedes, I forgot to mention one, Lexus and also Genesis is one of these companies that has a very, very special feel to it when you're driving them. So let's put it into sport here, and let's unleash these 313 horsepower, and we're up to 60 there. 0 to 60 in about 6 seconds. 313 horsepower, just a 2-liter 4-cylinder, and that is another reason why I think just having hybrids makes sense, because you don't need a big displacement engine since you do have the assist of electric power, and you also get the smooth transition in the torque delivery from low revs. To me, plug-in hybrids, just the bottom line is I think they make sense for most vehicles. Yes, we still need some very cheap economic vehicles that don't have all this tech inside of it, but you can still have a 2-liter, maybe 140 horsepower for cheaper vehicles. But for most, I would say 60% of day-to-day vehicles that we see on the roads today, I would want to see pretty much a lot of them be plug-in hybrids. I just love the powertrain, it just makes sense. Now looking at the driving characteristics and the comfort in here, even though we are in sport, it's going to hold the revs a little longer. It has 313 horsepower, and I can't say it really feels like it has that much power. It's not the most exhilarating acceleration when you're driving this Mercedes, but it is very comfortable, and I think that is a priority for Mercedes in general, unless you're driving an AMG GT or something like that, which I think still has comfort as priority number 1. But this one is definitely more angled toward comfort, even though you have it in the sports setting. We have, let's put it, we don't have a comfort setting, which is pretty interesting. I remember the non-plug-in hybrid GLC definitely had a comfort setting, but here we do have a hybrid setting. So I'm going to put it in hybrid for now. And one thing that is so weird about this Mercedes, when you're driving in everyday traffic is it does have regen braking. But there is a catch to this regen braking, because the regen braking in this vehicle seems to have a mind of its own. It's very, very strange and honestly a little bit annoying, because if you're driving behind a vehicle and it's like 200 meters in front of you and the cameras in here or whatever they are located in this vehicle sees that the car in front of you is actually braking, the GLC is going to start braking itself, even though the car is way ahead of you and you're cruising at a normal speed. Then all of a sudden you can see that the brake pedal is actually being depressed by some ghost or some magic going on. So it's very inconsistent, the regen braking.
Pothole.
Did Mercedes just warn me about a pothole? I think it did. I did not know it could do that, and I don't even see a pothole here. I see some dips in the ground, but that was very, very strange. There are some very strange features about this Mercedes for sure that I'm not used to, and the main thing is going to be a warning about potholes, as we just discovered, and this regen braking that we have going on that is very, very inconsistent, and you don't know. It feels like you're just jerking around with the regen braking. I just want to have it be as soon as I let off the gas, it's going to automatically slow down. Doesn't matter the situation around me. I just want to have that be on all the time. Now, other than that, I mean, it is a Mercedes, and Mercedes still has the magic of being feeling very special when you're driving it, and so does this. Even though it's just a GLC, it's still $71,000 for this vehicle. It's not a cheap vehicle. We're gonna get on the highway up here, and I'm just gonna show you just how comfortable this is, and definitely a vehicle that no problems whatsoever. You know, as I always say, I mean, about every vehicle from 2025 or 2020 and up, no problems going cross country in this vehicle for sure. All right, so unfortunately there's a lot of traffic right now, but
destination information is only available when route guidance is active.
I don't know why the Mercedes GLC is starting.
Please repeat.
Is it because it's because I'm saying the name of the... Every time I say the name of this specific brand that I'm driving right now, this computer turns on and tries to help and figure out what it is I'm talking about. It's interesting for sure, but I don't think we're gonna get up to some highway speeds here looking at this traffic that we have today. Usually I review early in the morning, but now it's a little later. It's 4:50 in the afternoon, so as you can see, bunch of traffic here. One thing about Colorado drivers that I don't understand is, as if we're on the highway like this and we're coming into a slight curve in the highway, everybody slows down, even though there is no obstacle whatsoever. Like here, there is no obstacle to slow at least the inner lane down, but everybody just for some reason slows down, and this has only happened to me in Colorado. It's a very, very unique experience, and if you're a Colorado native, maybe you can help me out here. Why do you slow down in subtle curves on the highway, even though there is no reason for it? I would love to know the reasoning behind that. Let's check out energy flow here, see what's going on. You can see the battery back there, how the power is distributed. We have the vehicle here as well, accelerator up to 100%. Boom. Nice. We have the angle of the vehicle itself going to engine. You can see how much horsepower we're using, -3 horsepower right now. Interesting. I do love the graphics of this. It looks very, very clean. And I'm not doing any of the braking now. It's all handled by the brain of this GLC. Just figure out when to brake and when to accelerate. Pretty cool to see that. But when you're in city traffic, that's where it becomes a little annoying. You can probably turn it off somewhere. I just haven't figured out where to do that. So to sum the GLC up, I mean, cars to me, what's so special about cars is that it is a capsule that transports lives and people to wherever they need to go, and it is a capsule that is supposed to be wrapped in this beautiful sheet metal that is the exterior design of the vehicle, and inside it's supposed to be cozy, you're supposed to be a warm, welcoming feeling. And I think Mercedes, this 2025 GLC ticks all the boxes for that. It's very comfortable. Even though we do have these screens in here, I still have this cozy feel. The exterior still has this organic, beautiful line flow that I want to see sketched by hand. You can see the hand lines in the bodywork of the metal, something that is slowly going away today with modern car design, where everything is supposed to be very static, industrial, boxy. This has none of that, and for that reason, I love this GLC. It's definitely one of my favorite mid-size SUVs on the market today, and specifically when we have it in this plug-in hybrid version that is the GLC350e. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.